Welcome to the Cycling Matters podcast, your weekly dose of local cycling news, culture, tips, product reviews, and discussions about our love for bike. The Cycling Matters podcast is brought to you in cooperation with Ciclo. In our first episode, we introduce ourselves. Then we talk to Ciclo about the market for homegrown cycling apparel. We'll ask Chaz and Jangan about the history of their company, the unique quirks of designing and marketing to the Filipino cyclist, the challenges of growing a local brand, and what we can hope to expect from the homegrown cycling apparel industry in the future. Subscribe to the Cycling Matters podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere you can find podcasts. We release new episodes every Monday. Just search Cycling Matters in your favorite podcast platform before you make your way home from work, bring Junior to school, or wherever you're going in any day. Put on some earphones and enjoy the discussion. You can catch more of Cycling Matters on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram on our website at cyclingmatters.ph. Make sure to subscribe and follow us so you can catch our latest updates on your chosen platforms. All right. Welcome to our second episode. Wow, we're here now.
No, it's a pilot episode.
It's
the first.
First episode. Oh, nga.
Yes,
so if you haven't seen our pilot episode, we briefly introduced Cycling Matters. Check it out if you want to know why we're here. But today we want to introduce ourselves. So, you want to go ahead?
Okay. Yes, sure. So hi, I'm King, and I am a cyclist.
Whoa.
Hello, King. No, so I'm King. Well, inisip ko ako cycling enthusiast.
Mm-hmm.
I ride a road bike. Ever since road bike. I also bike commute. I'm also an indoor cycling coach. It's my part-time job. Right now, wala pa akong full-time job. Please hire me. Okay, so so paano nag-start ang cycling? Well, may bike sa bahay na hindi nagagalaw, and then
Wow.
Yeah, so MTB.
This is like a childhood bike, ganun.
Hindi bike ng tatay ko.
Oh, wow, okay.
And then hindi ito nagagamit. So parang tinry ko, so nag-enjoy ako. Taga-Antipolo pa ako dati. So I wanted to climb papuntang Boso-Boso area.
Nice.
And then okay, ang saya nito, pero at the same time nakakapagod. Namamatay ako. So, yun. So, after nun, bili na ako ng road bike. Tapos, yun na. Road bike na ako until today.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
so, yun.
One fun question we have for this is that how often do you wash your water bottle?
Actually, meron tayong video nun.
Meron nga. Yeah, we do have a video on how you can clean your water bottles. Supposedly, you're supposed to clean them regularly, but how regularly do you clean yours?
Well, now, I clean it once a week or once in every 2 weeks. I'm so sorry.
Sana all.
Kasi parang hindi na ako naglalagay ng mga soda or energy drink.
Right.
Puro water na lang talaga.
Mm-hmm.
So I just clean it from time to time. But not every after a ride.
Okay.
Sorry. How about you, Jan?
How about me? Okay. Hi, I'm Jan Daniel Belmonte. I'm a graphic designer, product designer. And I'm a teacher. Yeah. How did I get into cycling? I started cycling. I started biking when I was 6 years old. My parents bought me, of course, yung BMX pa, diba? When you first get a bike, you're like, wow, what is this thing? That was trainer wheels and everything. But I stopped bicycling when I was in high school because my bike got stolen. And then, in 2017, I got really pissed with traffic. I was a driver pa then, and sabi ko, okay, I'll buy a mountain bike and just try it out. Went out there on the road and started commuting to work, to meetings, kanyan. Until I got so into it that I found a cycling team of really strong.
Yes.
I remember seeing you on your post on Ateneo Trade selling the jersey.
Yes.
And
of Team Loyola.
And Team Loyola. And I was like, wow, these guys look really strong. So I joined the cycling team, and then we would ride to Antipolo, Rizal, different places every weekend. And that strength that I parang developed over the weekends became beneficial to my commute every day. I'm mainly a road cyclist. I did enjoy mountain biking for a while, but the road bike is lighter, so it's more fun. But we love all kinds of bikes and bicyclists. And how often do I wash my water bottle? I wash it whenever I deem necessary.
Oh my god.
Yun nga. It's a sin, I guess. Well, yun nga, pag water kasi, and usually I don't really do a lot of preparation with my bike. Like, nililinis ko lang siya pag sobrang dumi na ng chain ko, ganyan. Or like, if I come from a rainy ride, so wash ng bike. Ganun. Pag nag-wash ako ng bike, dun ko i-wash yung bottle ko.
What?
Oo, kasi parang sabay-sabay na lahat. Ganun. But otherwise, when I go to work on my bike, I just grab my bike and go. I don't really think
Do you
about
use a degreaser to clean your bike? Your bottle?
my bottle? No.
Degreaser.
I just use yung dishwashing liquid.
Okay.
You should watch that
Good.
video. Yeah. But otherwise yun, if I drank naman mga Gatorade or any sports drink, yun, I really have to wash it kasi bumaba siya. So yun.
Okay, so anyway, so that's us. Pero sino naman yung CM or Cycling Matters?
Cycling Matters. So really, we're trying to push for our advocacy, the cycling advocacy, but not only the cycling as a sport, but cycling as a movement, no? Kinds of topics we cover in our website, which we still have, are news, education, culture, and advocacy. So different topics that have to do with cycling, but we want to localize it to in the Philippines.
Yep.
No? We've done videos also, right?
Yeah. So okay, videos like that. Washing your bottles. So on YouTube, and then yung like bike lane challenge.
Right.
So the goal really is to like come up with content about, for example, news, what's happening, education, what about cycling matters, so worth learning about, no, what about cycling, bike commuting, about the sport, about the culture. Like we wanna celebrate, we wanna promote the Filipino cycling culture, cycling community. Like it's so different. Like for example, whenever I watch GCN, like lagi silang nagko-coffee. But in the Philippines, parang iba eh. Parang bulalo. It's something different. It's not, and it's, for me, it's something nice, to talk about. And also advocacy. And yeah, for example, bike lanes, bike commuting. Ano yung movement na we want to push. So everything's there. Cycling matters. And nasa iba-iba tayong platforms.
Yeah. So we really wanna celebrate and expose the current culture and situation of cycling, and really to just invite people to have fun with us, no, as in the sport So the podcast will be mainly about these topics. We want to talk about we want to do in-depth discussions on pressing issues like, every week we have news about the MRT breaking down or a bridge being closed. Ano pa ba yung mga nangyayari?
Or like may naglalagay sila ng sign ng bike lane sa bike lane. Like what is that about?
Sinong LGU yun? And then ano pa? We also there's been a directive from our president to clear roads and everything. So there is an intention to sort of ease or alleviate traffic. How does cycling play into that?
Yep.
Also, of course, we also want to talk about cycling as a sport. Especially in the Philippines, no. At least here in Metro Manila, there are very few ways you can really engage in cycling. Of course, you can go to Sierra Madre, different parts of Rizal. Other than that, there's Nuvali, ganyan.
Yeah.
So maybe trying to show other people how they can engage in the sport.
All right. So I think that's about it. About us, about CM, and about this podcast.
Yeah. So I think merong bagay na sinimulan natin kanina na hindi magigets ng mga tao.
Yes.
So yung concept na bike.
Yeah. And nakikita like yung mga jerseys, nakikita mo siya eh. Sometimes nilalagay ng bike. What is it about?
Yeah. So yung bike is a way to natutunan ko lang to kay kay Brian. Brian is one of our partners at Cycling Matters. And it's really, for me, it's a way to make yourself known. Parang make people aware.
Yep.
Yung funny is because bakit bike? Like, sometimes I shout, bike, bike, bike. And then the guy on the motorcycle will reply, tricycle, tricycle, tricycle.
Diba? Nangyari din sa akin yun. And like, nakakatawa, ba't hindi trike? Effort sa mag-tricycle. So, hirap sabihin.
Truck.
Oh my God.
But yeah, parang, I think it's an easy way to, for drivers especially,
yep,
to understand na may dumadaan na bike, as opposed to like, if you just say, excuse me, parang,
excuse me po. So since it's a safety protocol, for bikers at least, na to say, not just to say, but to even shout. Kasi syempre, what if para marinig ka? So how do you say it? Like, what's the effective way of saying it?
Okay, wala. I try to modulate. Actually, nung una parang bike. Parang
nagtatanong.
Awkward pa eh. Parang, am I allowed to even shout? Or, di ba, parang tanong. But, minsan, it becomes organic na parang, the car suddenly swerves to your direction and you just really shout, bike! Si Hidde, one of our other Cycling Matters friends, really just shouts, bike!
Yeah.
Ikaw, how do you do it?
Nahihiya ako minsan eh. Pero nalakasan ko siya. Kasi yung trick, diba, kailangan parang urgent ka eh. Kailangan urgent, parang emergency or parang galit in a way. Kasi safety yung pinag-uusapan natin eh. And like, kaya pag sinasabi ko, parang ni-make sure ko na ganun siya yung tunog para mapansin ako. Pero sa mga listeners natin na hindi nagbabike, hindi po kami galit. Most of the time.
Kung nagda-drive po kayo and then marinig nyo kaming sumigaw ng bike, it's just, hey, what's up? We're on your side.
Pero nagiging galit yung facial expression namin, but deep inside, we just want to ride our bikes.
Yeah. And not die.
Yes. So, para naman, like, how not to say it?
How not to say it? Well, don't say it gently. That's one.
Like how?
Like bike. Or ano pa?
Parang ASMR.
Bike.
Siyempre hindi ka maririnig. Or like pero effective din ng kumanta. Kung mag-modulate ka. Bike!
Pero actually hindi naman palaging kailangan na thrice mo siya sabihin. Pwede namang you just shout bike once. It's really up to you, 'di ba? As long as you're heard, you get their attention and you don't die. That's what's important.
Yep, agree.
And to me, the Cycling Matters, that's why we adopt that 3-word phrase. Is just, Cycling Matters is also about getting the attention of the people who aren't necessarily cyclists, no? Drivers, yun. We'd love to have you join our conversation. Try to understand each other.
Yes.
Since we're all road users. All right, so is it time to bring in our guests for this episode?
Yes, I think it's time.
And we're back with Ciclo owners Chaz Garcia and Joseph Angan or Jangan. Chaz is a road cyclist.
Yes.
Also part of Team Loyola.
Mm-hmm.
When did you start cycling?
I started in 2013. Well, I've been cycling since I was young, but I only really got into longer distance cycling in 2013. I started doing triathlon.
Oh, triathlon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How about you, Jangan?
Same. I used to bike as a kid around the neighborhood. Then around 2012, I started biking around Marikina because my friend wanted me to join him in his triathlons.
Yeah.
So eventually I started doing triathlons.
Mm.
And now more long distance cycling.
Yeah.
Cool. So did you do triathlons together at some
Yeah,
point?
si Jangan actually yung humatak sa akin na magbike
Nice.
no more.
Yes.
So we started in UP.
And that was
Yun
6
lang.
years ago, no?
Yeah, 6 years. Oh, I know. No,
Checks.
it's been a while.
Okay, let's get started.
Okay, so after getting into cycling, how did Ciclo come about, or like saan siya sa journey ng cycling nyo?
Yeah. Well, we started Ciclo officially in 2016. Well, when we started cycling kasi parang we're looking, well, syempre, we'd buy gear and ganyan. Tas parang we didn't really see options that I like. Like me personally, parang the options that I really liked were really, really expensive. And then parang the other cheap options na medyo, sorry, like you can get anywhere. Parang I didn't super like the mga fake mga jerseys of teams and stuff. So we started like trying to conceptualize doing Ciclo because at the time wala pang ibang local brand that did cycling apparel. So yun, parang we started early January conceptualizing, Jan 2016, and then by December 2016, that was when we launched it na. Yun.
Oh, okay. Fun fact, magkakilala na kami ni Chaz before pa, pero sa different sport.
Yeah, football.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Multi-sport talaga.
Oh.
Were you teammates or di naman?
We did, sa isang AFL.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Timba FC.
Timba FC.
Yeah.
But yeah, isa pang fun fact though. I haven't told you about this. Na before, so yun din nisip ko, naghahanap ako ng jersey. And then ayoko rin yung mga pro teams.
Yeah.
Kasi parang di naman ako team or hindi ko sinusupport
Part
yun.
Yeah.
Di ba ako, like, I don't feel it. Tsaka ayoko rin ibang designs.
Yeah.
Ayoko masyadong astig yun. So ganap ako, tapos nakita ko yung Ciclo jerseys. I think sa bazaar.
Yeah.
Like, tapos nagulat ako na sa inyo pala yun.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Thanks.
Wala na. So you were saying na before, it was just you kaya nag-start like local brand.
Yeah, parang there are others na halos sabay lang kami. Pero parang yun, I think
All
around
small
that
players,
time, medyo
parang.
around that time.
So how did you start like, designing? What's your design process with your kit? We noticed na parang it's very unique kasi yung design niya.
Yeah.
Kit.
Well, so between kami kasi we split the role, so the designing sa akin yun. With designing, there are two aspects to it. So yung actual print ng jerseys and then the technical design of the apparel. So yung with regards to like the actual design, wala, I just like pretty things. So whatever, if I see things na parang I like the color combos or ganyan, like kami we like going to museums or ganyan, parang I take a picture and then parang I draw inspiration from that. So yung mga colors ng gradients, ganyan, usually yun yung dun siya nanggagaling. And then for the technical aspect naman, we really like make the sample and then we try to pinpoint what we need to change, like the sleeves, should it be shorter, should it be longer, what kind of material should we be using, should the zipper be different, should the pockets be different, should there be a reflective line or something, or parang even yung like with the padding of the bibs, or like with our bibs we put pockets kasi we like na it's hidden from the jersey. Kasi dito, there was a time basta a few years ago, may time na nauso yung medyo nagpe-pickpocket from the back pockets ng jerseys. Yeah. So, parang to prevent that, parang we figured a secret pocket under the, would have been convenient.
So, it depends on the needs.
On the needs. So, yun, with the technical aspect, we test it on long rides, on short rides, ganyan. And then, after that, we make a sample again based on, like, yung feedback. Ayun,
so you would Photoshop stuff yourself?
Yeah.
Actually, I remember parang nung una kitang na-meet, akala ko course mate tayo.
Yeah. Kaya ni Jan, designer ako. It's from
you know what? I haven't seen this person in my course. It seems like she's from the same course.
Yeah, yun lang.
Which
I
has
just
a lot
picked it up.
About, I like, may parang nagandahan talaga ako dun sa designs.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And I really appreciate the research and development that goes into design. Like there's a yung need, parang responsive sa need ng cycling community. And then like there's a testing. It's not just like okay, we just design and we release it.
Yeah.
Lalo na fit, no? Kasi women especially. I think have I don't know the experience of women, but
well, with actually yun rin, nung una rin when I was looking, parang yun, mahirap maghanap ng like sakto talaga sa fit. Lalo na me kasi iba yung hindi typical woman body shape yung body type ko. So parang mahirap maghanap ng jerseys that fit well. So yun, parang with women's jerseys and bibs, it's fit differently like since usually shorter, so shorter limbs, shorter torsos, and then thinner rin, but we also take into account syempre like the chest area. So yun, nag-iiba rin yung sizing doon. So yun.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. So, who are Ciclo products for? Like, parang, I assume you've studied Filipino cycling. Is there anything unique to the Filipino cyclist, like the taste of Filipino cyclists in terms of cycling wear?
So we call our customers, we call them semi-serious cyclists. So these are typically recreational cyclists na they bike on the weekends or they join some races around the Philippines. But on the weekdays they like work a 9 to 5 or work in their business. And since right now we still offer jerseys and bib shorts, they're the more technical racewear, so it fits that demographic. And we design our products basically what we wanted from before, from products that we used to have but they didn't offer. Like, as Chaz talked about, we wanted our products to have to be more practical and carry a lot of things. So we have the secret pockets. We have a lot of pockets basically because we want to bring things when we bike.
Okay. So what has been the biggest surprise, like, in terms of like being part of this industry, and understanding Filipino cycling culture since
I
you
think
started?
mostly like when we started, kasi it was really the time, like 2013, 2014 was the time that cycling started growing again. I think that's when I noticed there were more cyclists on the road, like going up to Antipolo. When I was younger, kasi people biking on the road would be bike commuters, not actually like cycling for sport. And then, but I think yung na-surprise ako, since the community started growing, lalo na online, sabay siya. So, yung mga Facebook groups for various cycling communities, like that's where I learned, kunyari, how cycling was like what came to a surprise to me was cycling used to be big in the 80s, like during the Marlboro days. But parang I always hear it, tapos parang ano ba yun? So nag-research ako. Ayun, parang so it's interesting lang how like it grew and then it died a little bit and then now it's coming back again. And like when you're a cyclist and you really notice everyone on the road, parang you start noticing people more, you start noticing na parang baka papuntang taktak to or papunta tong Bugarin or something, diba? Parang yun. And I think it's interesting rin because when you're a cyclist, you become more mindful of other cyclists.
Yes.
So yun.
Yeah, like before when I didn't bike, parang I never thought that I would find myself on the road. Na parang biking up Sumulong and Antipolo, parang delikado yan, mamamatay ka. But now I do it like every weekend or every other day. Na, it's actually biking is safer than riding a motorcycle, which goes really, really fast.
Yeah.
So I think right now it's about trying to show other people that you can do it.
Yeah.
Also.
And I think that's what helped rin with, kasi may kasama ka on the road.
Right,
and that's what makes it safer. Kasi instead na mag-isa ka lang, ang dami mong kasama, ang dami mong kakasabay kayo. So it's nice. Yeah.
And cyclists are really helpful.
Yeah. Sense of community. Sense of belongingness.
They're always like that, like kung ma-flat ka, okay ka lang.
Yeah.
May tubo ka ba? Diba? Parang it's nice.
I want to talk about the business side of Ciclo.
Yeah.
Ano yung mga challenges na unique sa cycling apparel or like unique sa Filipino cycling? Parang were there issues coming up with the business or like maintaining it?
Yeah.
I think with the product, since we live in a tropical country, we wanted to tailor it to suit the climate. So lightweight material and parang medyo low maintenance. Not like kumare in Europe, merino wool. That way it works here. So we try the thinner polyester fabrics. it's called Climacool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's much better for the weather here. Lalo na if it's
Yeah.
bipolar, it rains and it shines.
Yeah.
It rains
Right,
again.
yeah.
Mm.
Like now.
Yeah,
July,
yeah.
August.
The
At least-
recent weather.
Yeah, at least if it rained, your jersey or your bib, it won't feel heavy.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And like I think with regards to that, we get a lot of requests kasi from people to like do pants or do long sleeves or ganyan. But then parang in terms of production, I guess yun yung challenge for us is like we can't produce a lot and then na hindi ganun karami yung
Right.
kasi it's still a majority thing eh. So
Yeah.
yun.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
sorry, go.
Another on the business side naman.
Yeah.
We initially wanted to just sell online. Now, if we can do it without putting up shops. Pero we had a lot of questions about the sizing. Cyclists want to know how it fits them. Especially if it's not aerodynamic, then the sleeves will be flying around.
Yeah.
You'll feel slower. So we started by doing meetups.
Just
So,
for fitting.
Just for fitting.
Yeah.
And then after that, we were able to find some bike shops and we put some of our stocks there by consignment. And I think it helped the business a lot because the people were able to see the products themselves and fit them in the bike shops.
Yeah.
Right. What kind of research and development R&D do you do with your kits?
Mostly, so like I mentioned kanina, it's mostly like testing. But we recently, like kunyari, we also went to Taipei Cycle to see the new technology and stuff like that. So I think mostly it's that. It's really like finding out the needs of like cyclists. So sometimes like actually with TL also, that's what we've been doing. I think that was one of our main benefits with Team Loyola is that I can get feedback directly from
Yeah.
everyone. And like I like that everyone hindi sila nahihiya to give me feedback because we're friends.
Right.
So parang ayun, that's something that we really value.
And has that helped with like your actual customers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kasi mostly naman parang it's pretty much the same what people think. So parang it's okay naman siya.
Yeah, that's another interesting thing sa Taipei Cycle. Now you'll see a lot of technology there, but we also had to think about what can we bring here to the Philippines that people will like and they'll be able to use. So we also incorporated that in our research process.
Yeah.
How was it like during yung cycling sa Taipei?
Okay naman. Well, you really see how big the cycling industry is outside of the Philippines and how the first thing na inisip ko dun, like kunyari there were baby carriers na binibenta.
Right.
So I was like, hindi yun magagamit sa Pilipinas. But then parang inisip ko, maybe someday, if mag-improve yung infrastructure or whatever. But then that's where you see na the infrastructure kind of hinders the growth of the industry.
Yeah.
So parang there are so many products that can't be, like hindi siya necessarily applicable dito kasi hindi pa ganun kalaki yung market or yung
Like,
industry.
for example, would be electric bikes na this last March 2019 na version ng Taipei Cycle, everyone was pushing for electric bikes na it could replace cars. Electric cargo bikes would replace our cars. Pero you can't see that being applied here because the infrastructure is lacking.
Yeah.
Why would I spend for 100,000 peso electric cargo bike when I can have 50,000 or 30,000 peso motorcycle with carrier behind me? So I think the Philippines has a far way to go before we can get that technology. So but right now at least the trend is starting.
Yeah. And I think we're getting there like bit by bit. Like people are on the road and that's where it starts naman.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I think we haven't mentioned na parang Ciclo is our jersey sponsor.
Yes.
So, makikita ng nila sa
if you watch our
sa videos
on
photos,
YouTube and our photos, we use Ciclo jerseys. We personally requested na we use Ciclo jerseys kasi talagang comfortable kami wearing it. And we like that yung partnership with customizing the design.
Yes,
ganyan.
exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, I was gonna ask about that, like customization. You started it like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So how did that go? Or like, so Team Loyola, Cycling Matters.
Yeah.
And then other teams
Yeah,
also, right?
yeah.
So, kumusta yun? Like,
We started that mga last year.
Yeah, like initially it wasn't part of our business plan, pero we got a lot of requests from people, like they'd message our Facebook page or send emails na if we can make custom apparel for them. Na we thought about it, we made our process, and then we launched it and got several team orders naman through the months.
And I think what's different rin with us kasi most of the other, if you ask for customization elsewhere, usually may minimum. So with ours, walang minimum. So you can make kahit isa lang, okay lang. Yun naman.
Okay, that's so cool. I think a lot of our audiences should, I know, if you have your teams, you can consider, team kit with Ciclo. So, how do you see the market for local cycling apparel? I mean, we mentioned the constraints, diba? Limitations. How do you see it developing over the next few years?
Well, actually, it's really, since now parang actually medyo nagsa-stagnate a little bit yung cycling. Like, it grew from, like, yun, mga 2013, 20.
Yeah.
Tas, medyo now parang the people on the road, like, medyo marami na. So, it's a little bit, medyo
parang plateau.
Yeah, a little bit. I guess it's just slowing down. Pero I think what I've been noticing in growth now is commuters. Like, yun yung dumadami now. And parang I think these are people who started cycling as a recreational thing and then realized, oh, I can bike to work.
Yeah.
Or, oh, I can, like, go somewhere on my bike and not be stuck in my car. So I think that's another, like, area of growth for cycling here.
Yeah, like the other good thing about the cycling here is that there's a network effect na if you see your friends biking, you'd want to join them also. So that helps grow the whole community for everyone. And when the community grows, na people start buying more bikes, more bike accessories. They'll also hopefully buy bike apparel to help them ride more.
It's true. Literally network effect. Like when you post stories on Instagram about your ride and people just ask you. Paano mag-start?
Paano mag-bike?
Mag-bike.
Paano
Saan pwede matuto mag-bike?
Yeah, exactly.
I get.
Actually, it's true yun. Like, siguro this past few months, parang 4 or 5 people have asked me. Pero mostly for bike commute sila. So I tell them that there's a near bike shop to your house. Tapos, if you want to try to practice, you can bike with us within Ateneo or UP or Marikina. It's a sort of a controlled environment before you go out into the open roads.
So you were talking about yung growth ng bike commuters community. So, ano yung effect nga sa Ciclo? Right? Nag-grow rin ba yung Ciclo with that, I don't know, need or trend? Is there gonna be like a commuter line?
We actually considered it before, but we haven't really started working on it. But it was something that we were gonna do down the line, like commuter apparel, or even just like a basic shirt with pockets. Parang, like for me kasi,
Me too, I want.
Parang wala. Like it looks like it's nice if you can wear something that's just casual and not have to wear lycra. Like it's parang if you're just gonna go to work or something, you don't have to wear lycra. Parang yun yung ano. So maybe. So hopefully soon.
Right. What's next for Ciclo? Maybe you can also invite our audience to check out your products.
So now we're working on our new collection. We're just tweaking a bunch of stuff, like little details on the kits. But hopefully, like around October, it'll be ready. So please check out our stuff on our website, www.ciclo.cc. You can also check us on Facebook and Instagram, Ride Ciclo. Yes.
How can they contact you? They can just message.
Just message on Facebook or the website also. The contact details are there.
Catch our episode next week when we start a long discussion on bike commuting in Metro Manila. We'll talk about what works and what doesn't, our best and worst bike commuting days, our wish list for a bike-friendlier Metro Manila, and why the bike is a solution for many of our transport issues. Subscribe to the Cycling Matters podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere you can find podcasts. Our episodes are the next best thing to riding your bike on a Monday. Just search Cycling Matters in your favorite podcast platform while you're stuck in the dreadful Philippine traffic. Put on some earphones and enjoy the discussion. Maybe if you're still stuck in traffic, you can catch more of Cycling Matters on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, or on our website at cyclingmatters.ph. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next episode of the Cycling Matters podcast. Until then, ride safe, Philippines.